Okay, turn 2 of the second game we have here. Just to recap, the USSR has East European unrest in their hand. Remove one Soviet influence from 3 countries in Eastern Europe. Not wanting to play that anytime soon. The Soviet influence or the Soviet position in Europe is tentative at best at the beginning. Charles de Gaulle alleviates some of that, but we're still not looking to play that anytime soon. The Soviets have a good position in Western Asia and the Middle East, looking on good terms. They're trying to get over there to the east still. Oh, I'm sorry, the west still. Europe is pretty typical. Americans have access to the 3 battlegrounds. Probably going to have domination of Europe for most of the game. Let's see. The Americans have defectors in their hand. They can cancel the Soviet headline card. That's pretty good. And, tentative influence in Asia. We want to get to Thailand before Vietnam revolts come out of the deck. As the score stands, it's 1 for the Americans. NORAD is in effect. And here we go. At turn 2, we're going to draw the cards. That should give a total of 8 for everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, 1 too many. Yes, including the held card, there should have a total of 8. So that's, yeah. Let's take a look at the Russian hand here. We got East European unrest. Oops. Socialist governments, this is the Soviet hand. Remove U.S. influence in Western Europe by a total of 3 influence points. That could be, that's pretty good. Socialist governments can be nasty. De Gaulle leads France, another good card for the Soviets. Remove 2 U.S. influence in France, add 1 USSR influence. That's going to give us that access to Algeria. That's what we need. We need that. We need to do our best to disrupt the American position in Europe. We'll do that. Fidel, remove all U.S. influence in Cuba and then take Cuba. Yeah, we like that. Formosan Resolution, Taiwan counts as a battleground for the Americans. Americans have the China card right now. I'm not worried about playing this for ops because U.S. play of the China card cancels this card. Asia scoring. We want to play this pretty quick here before the Americans get to Thailand. It'll just give us a more advantage. Independent Reds. Add sufficient U.S. influence in Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, or Czechoslovakia to equal Soviet influence. Yeah, not worried about playing that. Nasser, take Egypt. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we've got Asia scoring, so I think our headline card is going to deal with Asia. Don't have anything to deal with Asia though, so let's do. The Americans could have Europe or Middle East. We don't know that though. Let's start by messing them up in France. We'll do De Gaulle leads France as the headline card. That's going to be a good one. All right, the American hand. We've got defectors to theoretically cancel the Soviet influence or the Soviet headline card, which we may do. CIA created. Soviets reveal hand this turn. Then U.S. conduct ops if they played a 1 ops card. That's pretty tempting because if we can get that first coup in before the first action round, we might want to take it because that's a big advantage we can take away from the Soviets. Romanian abdication. Soviets take Romania. Yep. Interesting. Yes, Europe scoring. Yeah, we want to go ahead and try to play this once we get France, so we can have domination. Vietnam revolt. Definitely don't want to play this anytime soon while Thailand's wide open. It adds 2 USSR influence in Vietnam, and Soviets gain +1. Maybe the end of the turn. After we take Thailand, we might play that. Middle East scoring also. Rats. Damn it. Yeah, we're going to have to make some headway in the Middle East. Got a lot to do this turn for the Americans. Blockade. Rats. Don't want this either. Goodness gracious. Discard a 3 ops or more value card, or eliminate all American influence in West Germany. Man, we're going to have to discard that Warsaw Pact. That's the only card that's applicable. Warsaw Pact, of course. Remove all U.S. influence from 4 countries in Eastern Europe, or add 5 Soviet influence in Eastern European countries. No more than 2 per country. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not happy about any of this. It's like the last game all over again. This is our headline card. We need an American headline card. We're not interested in really playing any of these, but you know, I'd really like to. There's not really a lot of good coup targets in the Middle East for the Americans right now, especially not with one op. I think we're going to play defectors, cancel the headline card. That's fine. Let's do that. Now, we know what both the headline cards are, but the Americans, you know, this is probably the best choice. They don't know that they have de Gaulle, which they do. Defectors cancels de Gaulle. They both get temporarily discarded. There we go. Soviets' turn. Soviets are not happy about that. They were looking to make some good headway in France, but that's okay. We're going to focus on Asia now. We've got Asia scoring. Let's see what damage we can, you know, do. First things first, independent Reds, 2 ops. I'm not worried about playing it. We don't have that much influence in those countries. Anyway, so it's going to be 2 ops. We're going to take the first coup, I think. Indeed, no. Let's do... Let's see what happens with this. We're going to do 2 points to take Burma, moving towards Thailand. So you can see there's no really adjacency between Burma and Thailand. Thailand only connects to Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Independent Reds effect happens. The Americans are going to equal Soviet influence in Czechoslovakia because it's adjacent to Poland and East Germany, which could be problematic for them. So let's do that. Asterisk event happened. Discard. American turn. This is terrible. We've got Europe scoring. Want to do that? Might as well get rid of blockade because we can do that. That's 1 point for blockade. The effect happens first. I can choose. We'll say the effect happens first. We're going to discard Warsaw Pact. It's worth 3. There we go. That's discarded. That's the only card we can. I'd rather hold on to that, and we have to play it. It's the only thing to do. Crap. That's not good for us. Because Warsaw, if we could play Warsaw Pact for the points and make the effect happen earlier, that'd be better. But we'll just have to hope we get it next turn and on the reshuffle. 1 point, finish taking France, leaving that first coup open still. Both players, interesting. Let's control that's domination of France. Asterisk blockade can be super nasty. As the Americans, you have to keep thinking about blockade because you don't want to lose all your points in West Germany. That can be really bad. Obviously. Okay. They didn't make a move on... The Americans did not make any move on Thailand, so we're still good on that front. Let's do this. Let's play... I think we can get away with playing one of these cards and just taking, you know, Formosan Resolution to take Laos, Cambodia. At this point now, we're going to beat them to Thailand no matter what. They're not going to play into it. They're probably not going to play in Taiwan either, but we'll put this over here as a reminder that that's in effect because it's an American card. The Americans' turn. Europe scoring's coming out. Here we go. They've got domination. Europe scoring. Let's see. The Americans have presence. The Americans have domination. That's 7 points. They have 1 more battleground. That's 8 points. 8 points for the Americans. The Soviets have presence, 3 points. And so the difference there is going to be 5 points for the Americans. That's not bad. 5 points, good lead. Scoring cards always face up, except for Southeast Asia. All right, that's down to the Russian turn. We've got to take Thailand now. Might as well. Socialist governments. Socialist governments is going to get comeback anyway. It's always recurring, so we don't have to worry about playing it in a bad spot. 3 points into Thailand. That's looking rough for the Americans. That's a pretty rough swath of Russian influence. Soviet influence is a Soviet card. We were the Soviets. Effect didn't happen. Temporary discard. All right, Americans, we got to work on the Middle East now. We got this Middle East scoring card. You know, I'm not worried now about Russia taking Thailand because they already took it. So Americans really got to get some work done over there. But instead, I think we're going to go for some big bucks, no whammies, and do 2 points to coup Iran. That's not a bad bet. It's not the greatest move. You know, we're aware that Nasser is in the deck, so we're tentative about playing into Egypt. We want to get that coup down so we can get our NORAD point. Hopefully, if we get 1 influence there, we can add 1 more point with NORAD. Let's do it. Let's be crazy. I lost the American dice. Die. Oh, there it is. Okay, target number is going to be 4 because the Iran stability number is 2. We've got +2 on the dice from the op. Oh, yes. Good stuff. That's 8. Total we needed was 4. American position gets 4 better. Soviets lose 3. Americans gain 1. That's the best case scenario we could possibly do. Because Iran is a battleground, DEFCON goes to 2. Americans gain 2 ops. I'll leave that here. NORAD kicks into effect. This DEFCON marker moved to 2. We get to add 1 influence to a place that already contains it. Now Iran contains it. There we go. That's 2 ops. We control Iran. Middle East scoring is looking much more playable. Effect happens though. Vietnam, 2 points. 2 Soviet influence in Vietnam. And what are you going to do? Also, +1 for Soviet plays in Southeast Asia. Fine. Good enough. Soviets can't really cash in on that right now. We've got to go and play... I'd like to play Nasser, because we've lost one of our battlegrounds. We can't coup it back. We're not going to get around to playing China card. Asia scoring, why not? We've got the major advantage. No control, but still a major advantage. Russians have domination, that's 7 points. There's 3 more battlegrounds, that's 10 points. Americans have presence, that's all. So total is going to be 7 points for the Soviets. We're down to 1 Soviet point now. Alright, Americans' turn. Not happy about any of this. At the time now, our position's not going to get any better in the Middle East unless we play the China card, which I'd really like to play to try and fix some of this business over here. So we'll save the China card. We'll play Middle East scoring. There is no net result. 1 battleground for each. No domination, no nothing. Middle East scoring, no change in points. No net points. Okay, 2 more turns here. 2 more rounds. Fidel I'd like to play. Go ahead and play now. Although I could like to cash in on Vietnam revolts, but I'm... I think we're going to hold on to this until the shuffle, until turn 3, because once the deck gets shuffled, we won't have a reshuffle until turn 7, so we can play this and cancel its own effect with our 3 ops. Get it shuffled into the deck, and not worry about it until turn 7. So I think we'll do this. We'll play Nasser for the effect. That's 2 points into Egypt for the Soviets. Remove half U.S. They don't have. U.S. does not have any. That's an asterisk event. That gets face down. Discard. Okay. Another play. 2 more plays for the Americans. They played blockade, which forced them to discard, meaning they will not have a held card. You know, I can't really worry about Romania right now. Got to use that 1 point somewhere. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Let's do this. I may be worried about Arab-Israeli war, so we'll use 1 point to take Lebanon, giving me an adjacency to Israel, which will help during the Arab-Israeli war. Effect happens. Soviets gain control of Romania. No problem. Asterisk event. That gets face down over there. Okay. Soviets, last turn. Let's see. Might as well play Fidel. No reason not to. Take Cuba. Okay. There we go. Soviet influence of Cuba. Asterisk event. That gets face down as well. Last play for the Americans. CIA created what we're looking at. Doesn't help me. Let's see. Actually, let's do this. Let's play the China card. It's going to cancel Formosan Resolution. That's not a problem. I wasn't going to cash in on that anyway. I want to hold on to CIA created for future turns. China card. We got 5 points in Asia. We're going to use 5 points in Asia. Let's see. Definitely take South Korea. Let's put a bonus point in South Korea. That's going to be 3 into South Korea. Total of 4. We have 2 more points. Let's take Malaysia. Trying to create some sort of blockade from this wave of Soviet influence coming down south. Okay, that was the China card. That's 5 points. China card goes face down in front of the Soviets. They're going to get it next turn. And that's the end of the round. At the end of the round, we look at the ops. We need 2 required ops because the DEFCON's at 2. The Soviets did not meet that. The Americans did. Soviets take a 2-point penalty because 2 minus 0 is 2. There we go. Back to where we started at the start of the turn. 1 point for the Americans. That's fine. This gets reset at the start of the next turn. This goes up to 3. China card gets flipped. And we are going to have to deal the cards. We'll come back with turn 3 in the next one. Oh, Vietnam Revolt ends at the end of the turn.